Today we're not in the test kitchen, we're in the photography studio, and right behind this camera is a photo shoot going on. So as soon as I've completed my Anzac biscuits, they are going right on set to get their photo taken. Anzac biscuits are one of the easiest recipes you can ever make, and it just takes a few simple ingredients that are usually pantry staples. We've got some flour, some sugar, coconut, rolled oats, golden syrup or treacle, some butter and bicarb soda. Our first step is to melt the butter. I've got a half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and I'm adding that to 2 tablespoons of water. So just let that dissolve very briefly. And to the butter, I'll add 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. And you'll notice that I have sprayed the measuring spoon just so that the golden syrup just slides off, so I get the correct measurement. So give that a stir just until the butter melts. As soon as it melts, add your bicarbonate of soda mixture to that warm honey, and you can see that chemical reaction taking place. It just foams up, so take it off the heat at that point there and just let those bubbles subside. Some rolled oats, 1 cup of flour, just plain flour, equal amounts of sugar, and in this recipe we're using brown sugar, but you could easily use raw sugar or caster sugar. Brown sugar gives you a slightly chewier result, whereas caster sugar or raw sugar will give you a more crispy biscuit. And then in goes our wet ingredients. And just combine.
So if you wanted to make any kind of variation on the traditional recipe, what sort of things would you add?
Firstly, I just blend this until the wet and the dry are combined. I would add macadamia nuts or chopped almonds or peanuts. You could even do a chocolate chip version or a dried fruit version. Okay, baking trays. Just lined with a sheet of baking paper, and just give the tray a little bit of a spray with the cooking oil spray, and that will just act as a bit of glue so your baking paper doesn't move about. We're making kind of mid-sized biscuits, but you can make them kind of tiny mouthfuls or one giant cookie if you really wanted to. So now we'll just drop tablespoons onto the trays, just making sure they're at least 5 centimetres apart, because the Anzac biscuit does tend to spread. So unlike other biscuits, you don't really need to push them down because they tend to spread quite easily on their own. You could, if you wanted to be extra particular, you could roll them into balls and then they'll bake perfect round circles. But I think biscuits are nice with a little bit of personality. Into the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, depending whether you like a crispy biscuit or a chewy biscuit. And yum! The kitchen smells deliciously sweet and caramelly. Our bickies are done. If you like them a little bit crispier, Let them cool on the trays because that's almost like a second cooking. But if you like them chewy, just leave them for a minute or two, just until they've, you know, holding their shape, and then you can just transfer them onto the cooling rack just until they're cool enough to eat. These are our Anzac biscuits, so please make them.